In our modern era, the ubiquitous presence of cars defines our landscape, from bustling cities to remote countrysides. With an estimated 1.5 billion cars traversing the planet, they stand as the cornerstone of contemporary transportation. Surprisingly, over 90% of these vehicles are propelled by combustion engines, with the V8 engine reigning as the epitome of power and performance. This is the story of the V8 engine. This is Denis Papin, born in 1647. He was the eldest of 10 children in his family. In 1669, he graduated with a medical degree. He first studied medicine, but then he went to work for Christian Huygens, a scientist working with air pumps. This was where another invention took place. Papin made a vacuum pump under Huygens' direction, later using it to preserve food. This was the world's first domestic pressure cooker. Papin spent the rest of his life in England, where he revisited an idea that Huygens had suggested, using gunpowder to drive an engine. But Papin realized how impractical it was, as it left the piston full of non-condensable gas after each explosion. But if he used steam, it'd condense to almost nothing. Then a piston stroke could be completed. Instead of exploding gunpowder to create pressure, he could condense steam to create a vacuum. Air pressure could drive the working stroke. That turned out to be how the first real steam engines would work. Papin published the design of such an engine in 1690, the one he holds at the Louvre today. This was the world's first steam engine, and what laid the groundwork for the concept of harnessing energy from controlled explosions in future combustion engines. The stage was set for the emergence of the internal combustion engine. Nicholas Otto, a German engineer born in 1832, is often credited with developing the first practical four-stroke internal combustion engine in 1876. Otto was inspired by the concept of harnessing the power of expanding gases through combustion. He sought to create an engine that could efficiently convert fuel into mechanical energy, not just for trains, but also for smaller, everyday vehicles, like cars. In the mid-19th century, Otto embarked on a series of experiments aimed at developing an internal combustion engine. He meticulously studied the works of earlier inventors and conducted numerous trials in his workshop. In 1861, he built the first four-stroke engine. Otto's engine utilized a piston-cylinder arrangement where fuel and air were mixed and ignited to produce mechanical energy. This invention marked a significant milestone in the history of combustion engines and laid the foundation for future developments. Building upon Otto's work, other inventors like Carl Benz and Gottlieb Daimler made significant contributions to the advancement of combustion engine technology. In 1885, Benz patented the first automobile powered by an internal combustion engine, ushering in the era of motorized transportation. Daimler, meanwhile, developed the first high-speed petrol engine, which paved the way for the modern automobile. As demand for automobiles grew, engineers sought to improve engine performance and efficiency. One of the key breakthroughs came in 1902, when French engineer Léon Levavasseur introduced the V8 engine design. Levavasseur's engine featured 8 cylinders arranged in a V configuration, which offered several advantages over traditional inline engines. The V8 design allowed for a more compact engine layout while providing increased power and smoother operation. The first V8 engine was produced by the French Antoinette Company in 1904, developed and used in cars and speedboats, but primarily for aircraft. The American 1914 and 1935 Cadillac L-head engine is considered the first road-going V8 engine to be mass-produced in significant quantities, with 13,000 sold the first year. The popularity of V8 engines in cars was significantly increased following the 1932 introduction of the Ford Flathead V8. Throughout the 20th century, the V8 engine became synonymous with power and performance, powering iconic vehicles such as the Ford Model T, Chevrolet Corvette, and Shelby Cobra. Advances in materials, manufacturing techniques, and engine management systems further enhanced the capabilities of V8 engines, making them more reliable, efficient, and powerful than ever before. But how does the V8 engine work? To understand its inner workings, let's take a closer look at the science behind this marvel of engineering. The V8 engine got its name from its 90-degree V shape and its 8 pistons. All 8 pistons run on the 4-stroke cycle. At its core, the V8 engine operates on the principles of the 4-stroke combustion cycle: intake, compression, power, and exhaust. Each cylinder in the V8 engine undergoes these 4 strokes to generate power and propel the vehicle forward. Unfortunately, as we progress further into the 21st century, the once revered V8 engine has seen a decline in popularity. One of the primary factors influencing the decline of V8 engines is the growing concern for environmental sustainability. In an era marked by increasing awareness of climate change and air pollution, there is a global push towards reducing carbon emissions and improving fuel efficiency. V8 engines, known for their high displacement and fuel consumption, have become less favorable as stricter emissions regulations are implemented worldwide. Automakers are under pressure to produce vehicles with lower emissions and higher fuel economy, leading to a shift towards smaller, more efficient engine configurations. The rise of alternative powertrains, such as hybrid and electric vehicles, has further marginalized the role of V8 engines in the automotive industry. With advancements in battery technology and electric drivetrains, electric vehicles, EVs, offer performance comparable to, if not exceeding, that of traditional internal combustion engines. EVs boast zero tailpipe emissions and lower operating costs, making them increasingly attractive to consumers and regulators alike. As a result, many automakers are investing heavily in electrification, diverting resources away from the development of V8 engines. The V8 engines are also very expensive to construct relative to other automobile engines that are more efficient. As consumer demand shifts towards vehicles with better fuel economy and lower operating costs, automakers are incentivized to prioritize the production of vehicles equipped with smaller engines. This has resulted in the proliferation of turbocharged 4-cylinder and V6 engines, which offer a balance of performance and efficiency at a much lower cost. Despite the faltering of the V8 engine, it still remains one of the most famous engines in history, and for a good reason too. Today, the V8 engine remains a symbol of automotive excellence, powering everything from muscle cars to luxury sedans. Its unmatched combination of power, efficiency, and reliability continues to captivate automotive enthusiasts around the world. Despite the discontinued use of this engine, it remains one of the most iconic and influential engines in the world.